Hello everyone, this is Mr. Ubaid and today I came to you with the new classes for the Government's Computer IT Design for the Beginner series. In the previous class we have already told you about some very important tools of the pattern design software. Now in this class I will tell you some important measurements of the garments and then the drafting of the standards of the jacket patterns. So for that purpose what we have to do, first of all you can see this is the measurement chart. So we have prepared it for you. You have to practice for this measurement. You have to measure all these things. So if you want to design the L size or any size jacket pattern, so basic measurements is very important. First of all you have to know about the articles, the measurements of any articles, whatever articles you want design. So basic measurements you must have to know. First off, jacket full length, what is the full length of jacket? Jacket's width, what is the width of your jacket? Center front to waist length, so what is the waist length from center front to neck? And back neck to waist length, and again you have to know the waist to bust vertical length, and half across shoulder length, bust to shoulder vertical at the center back line measurement, and arms eye bottom width and shoulder length. All these things you must have to know for the drafting the standards of the any garments. And then next is the sleeve measurement. It's also very important part. Sleeve length you must have to know, and its width must have to know. Again you have to know all these points we have mentioned. You can pause the video and you can see all the measurements carefully and practice on it, and then you come to the next point, how we can draft the L size jacket pattern with the help of the Akumak software. So let's start. First of all you have to go to the Akumak Explorer, double left click over there, and then you have to go to the file and then new. You have to select the V8 storage area. First of all you have to select the drive, in which drive you want to create the folder, and then you go to the file, new, and V8 storage area, and you have to give the name of your articles, L size jacket. So this is the L size jacket, and then OK. Now you can see that your folder has been created. Now we have to activate our folder, so we have to double left click on that folder, and then you can see that blue colors is showing that your folder is activated. Now left click over there, and then you have to go to the new, and we have to create the rule table. It plays very important role. Rule table, large size jacket, and then you have to select the size alphanumeric, and then base size means whatever size you are going to design, that is your base size, and then small, we want whatever size you want to grade, medium, and large. And then you have to go to the save menu, save as, and then you have to give it to the name large size jacket in short, and you have to mention from small to large, and then you have to hit the save, and then OK. You go to the back, you have to go close it, and then you can see large size jacket, L to small to large, rule table has created. Now what is the next very important point? You have to go to the new properties, you have to go to the, you have to left click over here, you have to go new and parameter table, and then you have to select the user environment. User environment plays a very important role for a designers. Many designers prefer to the measurement in the inches, and many other designers prefer centimeter units of measurement. So you have to decide what measurements is comfortable for you to design the garments. Suppose I have selected the metric, it means centimeter, and precision is my 02 after the numbers. So then you have to go to the save. It has been already created, so now save icon is deactivated. Now you come to the next point. We have to go to the pattern design software. Very important thing is that we have to create the rule table. We have to create the path. Path means whatever designs you are creating in your PDS software. So it will, if you have to create a path of your folder, then it will automatically will save in your folder. Otherwise it will not save in your created folder. So for that purpose you have to go to the edit menu and customize. Left click over there, preferences, and select the path in which you have to select. First of all, you have to select the device, C drive, D drive, wherever you have created your folder, and then you have to select your folder name. Means whatever folder you have created, you have to select it. This is the L size jacket. So like this, and then you have to select the rule table and then apply, save, OK. Now you are fully ready to start the drafting of your patterns. For that you have to go to the create menu and you have to select the rectangle and left click over the work area and go to the value and what is the length of your garment. So you come to your charts, measuring charts. Full jacket length is 68 centimeter and width is 52 plus 4, 56 centimeter. Okay, now you come to the pattern design and you have to fill the 68 length of your garment. Now you have to fill the, you have to go to the calculator. 56 divided by 2. Okay, you can 28 centimeter is the width, and then OK, you give the name and then OK. Now you can see that your outer draft area has been created. Now we have to start that. First of all, we have to create the waistline. For that we have to go to the offset menu and left click, right click, and then OK, again left click. And what is your waist length? You go to the measurement charts and center front neck to waist length is 42.5 centimeter, and then you have to fill the distance of that minus 42.5 and OK. Now again you have to select this, right click, and then OK. And you have to create the bust line. For bust line, what we have to do, you have to go to the calculator. 42.5 divided by 2 and then OK. 21.25 is your bust length and then OK. This is a bust line has been created. Now you have to create the shoulder line. Shoulder line 21.25 divided by, so you can come to this your measurement chart and you can see waist to bust and then bust to shoulder vertical measurements already we have calculated. This is the 6.83 centimeter. Then you come to your design menu and then you have to select this line, right click, and then OK, again left click, and you have to put this value 6.83 centimeter. So you have to put over here 6.83 and then OK. Now you can see that your shoulder line has been created. Now we have to draw the hemline, so we have to select the waistline, left click, right click, and then OK, and it will be below 20 centimeter from the waistline. Undo it and then you have to go to the offset, left click, right click, and then OK, again left click, minus 20. you have to enter the -20 and then OK. Now you can see that your hemline, waistline, this is the bust line, shoulder line has been created. Now we have to create the arm's eye line. For that, what we have to go to the view and zoom in, and we have to select this line, and then we have to go to the modify and select the split and drag and drop the perfectly to that point and then OK. Now you can see that you have to go to the view and zoom out. Now we have to go to the create offset and left click over the right click and then OK and left click. So you come to your measurement chart, so you can see that. So what is the arm's eye bottom width? 12.4 centimeter divided by 2. So you have to go to the calculator and 12.4 divided by 2 and then OK. And you have to enter minus and hit the enter button. Now you can see that your arm's eye line has been created. Right click and then OK. Now you have to go again offset, and then what we have to do, we have to go to the offset menu, and then we have to select the offset menu. You have to select the bust line, and then we have to put the -2 centimeter and then OK. Now we have to draft center front neckline, neck curves. For that drafting, we have to select the center front. We have to go to the offset, select this line, right click and then OK. Again left click. We have to go. So what is your half across shoulder? 20 centimeter. So for that purpose, we have to divide it by 3. We have to go to the calculator. 20 divide by 3 and then OK. And you have to enter the minus and hit the enter button. Again you have to select this line and then calculator 20 divide by 3 and then OK. You have to hit the enter button. You go to the offset menu, left click, right click, OK. Select this line and then you have to enter the distance. First you go to calculator, 20 divide by 3 and then OK. But you have to apply here minus and then hit the enter button. Now you can see that this is your neck, center front neck drafting area. So now we have to do something. We have to draw from this. We have to go to the modify menu and we have to select this point or line icon and left click to this place, and then you have to come to this point and you have to enter the 2.5 and hit the enter button. Now you can see that this similarly you come to this point and you have to put the 2.5 and hit the enter button, right click and OK. Now we are ready to draft the center back neck and center front neck. For that we have to go to the create and 2-point curve, and we have to select this line and cursor, and then we have to select this line and we can draft our center front neck. Similarly we have to select this line and this line, and then we have to draft the center back neck, right click and then OK. So center front and center back neck has been drafted. Now very important point is that we have to draft the shoulder line. We have to go 2 point and left click and then right click and then OK. Now you can see that your shoulder line has been drafted very nicely. Now we have to go to the verify menu. We have to go to the modify line point and select this line value, and you have to put here 14 centimeter and hit the enter button. Now you can see that exact 14 centimeter length of your shoulder has been created. Now we have to draft the arms eyeline. For that we have to go to the create 2 point curve and select this end point, go to the cursor, and then this is the end line, and like this we can draft the arms eyeline, and then okay. Now you can see that your arms eyeline has been created very nicely. This is the center front arms eyeline, and center back arms eyeline will be little bit outside. For that we have to go to the 2 point curve, and similar point we have to select, and like this we have to draw, and then right click and then OK. Now you can see that your center front and center back arms eyeline has been created very nicely. So now next very important point is that we have to draft the collar pattern. For the drafting of collar pattern we have to go to the verify line length, and first of all we have to check what is the center back neck length. This is the 7.5 centimeter. So for that purpose we have to go to the 2 point and we have to select this point, and like this we have to draw one line. Right click and then OK. You go to the modify and point line, and then you have to select this point. You have to go to the value, and we have to put here similar value 7.5 and hit the enter button, and then OK. Now you can see that your center front back collar pattern is going to draft. Next very important point, you go to the 2 point perpendicular on line, left click, and then you have to put here 7 centimeter as the width of your collar. Now OK. Again you have to go to the 2 point, and with the help of this line here we have to go to the back 4 centimeter 4 and hit the enter button, value. Okay, now you can see that this is your point. We have to go to the view, zoom in, and this point we have to zoom, and then we have to go modify split, and perfectly at this point we have to make an split, and then OK. Now you have to go view and zoom out. Now we have to go to the create menu, and we have to select 2 point, and then 2 point, and then yeah. Now like this we have to draft a pattern. And then you have to go to the modify, and this point is your selected like this, and go to the point line, left click over here, go to the value and hit the enter the distance 4 centimeter and hit the enter button. Right click and then OK. Now again we have to go to the create 2 point icon. We have to select the 2 point curve icon, and then go cursor, and then we have to draft the center front of the collar. And then OK. Now what we have to do, we have to go to the 2 point and 2 point curve. Similarly from this point we have to draw cancel it. First of all we have to go modify a point line, and we have to select this line. We have to put the value, and then we have to come to this distance box, and we have to hit enter -1 centimeter and hit the enter button, and then right click OK. You have to go to the create 2 point curve, and then we have to select this line, cursor, like this, we have to give a curve shape. Right click and then OK. Now we can see that we have to go to this point, go to the perpendicular on line, and we have to select this line, undo it perpendicular on line, and on this point we have to draw perpendicular and then right click and then OK. Now you can see that your collar pattern, very perfectly fitted pattern, has been designed. Now we have to go to the next very important point. We have to draft the pocket patterns. For that purpose, what we have to do, we have to go to the view, zoom in, and over here we have to go to the modify split, and we have to create a split. Right click and then OK, view, zoom out. Now what we have to do, we have to go to the create 2 point, and then we have to draft a line first from this point. So we have to put here 12 centimeter and hit the enter button. Right click, go to the horizontal and value, and you have to put here 14 and hit the enter button. And again you have to select this line, and we have to here -12 and hit the enter button, and then again we have to select it -14 and hit the enter button, and then OK. Now what we have to do, we have to go to the offset menu and select this and then OK, and -2 centimeter and hit the enter button, and then from here right click and then OK. Now you go to the 2 point and you have to add 50% and then hit the enter button, and then you have to draw the line. Again you have to go to this point and then spine, right click and then OK. Now you can see that your pocket pattern has also been drafted. Now we have to give the curve shape to our center front part of the pattern. For that we have to go 2 point curve, and then from here and then we have to give a very good nice curve shape to this pattern, and then OK. Now you can see that your collar pattern and center front and the center back pattern and pockets has been drafted very nicely. We have to draft the placket for button hole and button stand. So that's what we have to do. We have to go to the we have to go 2 point, and then from this point and we have to increase it. Have to go to the vertical, the value we have to put here -4 and hit the enter button, and then you have to go to this point and then you have to come to this point -2 and hit the enter button. Now you have to join it. Similarly from this point and this point, right click and then OK. Now you can see that. So further we have to do some changes over this here. We can do some changes over here. So what is, we have to delete this line. For that we have got to modify and line. You have to select cancel it, delete line, and we have to select this line only, and then okay, right click, and then now we have to draft, create 2 point. From this point we have to select like this, right click, and then okay. Again you have to go to the modify and point, select this, go to the value, hit the enter the 4 centimeter distance and hit the enter button, and then okay. Now you come to the single point and then cursor. What we have to do, cancel it. We have to go to the delete line and we have to delete this line. You have to go to the create 2 point and select this line and this line. We have to cancel it. You have to go 2 point curve, select this point and again select this point, and you have to draft it like this, and then okay. Similarly you modify single point and then like this, cancel it. You have to go to the point line and select this point, cursor is over here, and then we have to join it over here, and then okay. Now very important point is that we have to create the notch at this point. So we have to select this point, and like this we have created a notch, and then okay. Now you can see that very perfectly your collar pattern, center front pattern and center back pattern has been drafted. Now I will tell you how to trace your pattern, how you can eliminate your pattern. In the next class I will tell you the drafting of patterns, very advanced pattern drafting. So now come to the next point, how to draft your patterns. So how to trace your pattern from your standards. So let's trace our patterns from the standards. So for that you have to go to the create menu and you have to go to the trace and left click over there. I hope that guys it will be very helpful for you. In the next class I will tell you this is the enough how to draft the standards for the patterns. You have learned in this class how to draft your patterns on the basis of measurement charts. In the next class I will tell you about the tracing of patterns and allow editing of the stitching allowances and the darts and many other things. I hope that this class will be helpful for you. Thank you very much for this class.